Hey, how's it going everyone? This is the Anime Man, and welcome back to another episode of... What will I be watching? A quarterly show where I look at the upcoming season of anime and show you guys the shows that I will be watching and the ones that I won't be watching and give my thoughts and opinions and first impressions about them. Pretty simple stuff, I'm sure you get it by now. As always, I am here once again on livechart.me looking at the spring 2018 anime season, which is coming up. Every season I feel we're just gonna get more and more and more stuff to look at, but I mean, hey, some people see that as a good thing, some people see that as a bad thing. Right now, I'm not too sure, but just taking a quick glimpse at this list, I think the spring 2018 is gonna be a pretty lit season. So without further ado, let's check it out. The first one we have here is Shokugeki no Souma San no Sara Toutsuki Ressha-hen. It says it's the second half of the Shokugeki no Souma San no Sara war, which is the third plate or the third season. Now, I personally won't be watching this purely because I haven't caught up on Food Wars yet. I gotta like catch up on Shokugeki no Souma, and I feel like with every upcoming season and every new season of Shokugeki no Souma, especially recently, I don't know why, but especially recently there have been a lot of Shokugeki no Souma, like new adaptations of Shokugeki no Souma, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've only read a little bit of the manga. Like, I haven't even actually started the anime yet, and I know I can already see it in the comments already. Joey, why haven't you started Shokugeki no Souma? Dude, trust me. I want to sit down and just fucking watch anime, but I can't, okay? Your boy's busy trying to get videos like this out and trying to get some good shit out for you guys, alright? But, trust me, I will eventually get to it, but I know for a fact I haven't even started the anime. I've only seen some of the manga, and I can already tell your boy's gonna like Food Wars, okay? So, that's just another thing to just add to the ever-growing to-watch list, alright? And Shokugeki no Souma is up there for me as one of the sole priorities, or the sole priority right now of this year. I'm going to try and start it this year, trust me. Alright, and here's the big boy, Boku no Hero Academia third season, or the third season of hashtag Anime of the Year 2018, am I right, guys? As always, Bone Studios is back to give us another season, another 25 episodes. I mean, who the fuck can complain, right? You know, like, we'll all joke about fucking, you know, Boku no Hero Academia just stealing everything from the Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2017, but, I mean, hey, I still fucking love Boku no Hero Academia, right? There is no denying that Boku no Hero Academia is still a fantastic shonen series. There probably isn't a person watching this video, at least, that hasn't seen Boku no Hero Academia. Like, it's a pretty big fucking series right now, and it's one of the two series that's kind of keeping Shonen Jump alive at this current moment. I enjoyed the first two seasons thoroughly. You know, I might have been salty at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, but I'm not gonna deny it's still a great fucking show. So I'm looking forward to this one. Alright, here's the other big one that has a lot of people talking. It's Tokyo Ghoul Re. Studio Pierrot's back, which is nice to see, but it doesn't say how many episodes we're gonna get. So I don't know if it's gonna be like a Tokyo Ghoul adaptation kind of status, and you know, gonna split it up into two different seasons. But I'm actually like quite looking forward to Tokyo Ghoul Re. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Tokyo Ghoul anime, like both seasons of the Tokyo Ghoul anime, purely because it was like, even the Tokyo Ghoul manga at that point wasn't absolutely fantastic, you know what I mean? But Tokyo Ghoul Re, for those who kept reading on past the regular Tokyo Ghoul stuff, have told me, and you know, have told a lot of people that Tokyo Ghoul Re is pretty lit. 2 years has passed since the CCG's raid on Anteku. Although the atmosphere in Tokyo has changed drastically due to the increased influence on the CCG, ghouls continue to pose a problem as they have begun taking caution, especially the terrorist organization Aogiri Tree, who acknowledge the CCG's growing threat to their existence. The creation of the special team, known as the Quinx Squad, may provide the CCG with the push they need to exterminate Tokyo's unwarranted residents. As humans who have undergone surgery in order to make use of the special abilities of ghouls, they participate in operations to eradicate the dangerous creatures. The leader of this group, Heise Sasaki, is the half ghoul, half human, who had been trained by famed special class investigator Kisho Anima. However, there's more to this young man than meets the eye, as unknown memories claw at his mind, slowly reminding him of the person he used to be. From my understanding of Tokyo Ghoul Re, and please feel free to correct me in the comments, but from my interpretation of reading some of the Tokyo Ghoul Re manga, is that compared to Tokyo Ghoul Re is way more seinen based. And you know, Tokyo Ghoul is a seinen show, no doubt. Not only has like the art touch gotten way more of a mature look to it, but it's also just like there are a lot of themes in Tokyo Ghoul Re that are just way more, just trudge way more into like the adult side of things. And I feel that's why Tokyo Ghoul Re has gotten so much of a better reputation than Tokyo Ghoul, because I feel Tokyo Ghoul had this very seinen premise that kind of presented itself in a very shonen way. So I'm hoping Tokyo Ghoul Re will be able to bring more of the seinen aspect back into the Tokyo Ghoul franchise, and you know, hopefully provide us something better than the two really shitty endings to both Tokyo Ghoul seasons. So I'm looking forward to that one. We'll have to see how it goes. Here's another one that people are talking about. Man, there's some big series coming out this season. But here is High School DD Hero, which I believe is the 4th season of High School DD. Now, the first 2 seasons of High School DD were great. You know, even the 3rd season was pretty decent, right? But if you might have noticed, the art style looks a little bit different with this 4th season, and that's because it is a different studio. It is now Studio Passion. Is that going to make High School DD better or worse is the real question, because I think for us High School DD fans, we're already so used to the standard High School DD like art style, and Passion has definitely taken the character from High School DD and definitely shoujo-fied it a lot. All the girls from the poster that I can see there look very different, and for some reason I can't see Aken or Rias or actually any of the characters. I can only see the church girl there, but I feel that's the only thing that's going to change with this High School DD 4th season. I think everything else they'll keep the same. You know, all the themes will probably stay the same. All the ecchi elements, the harem elements, the romance elements, the, you know, supernatural elements are probably all gonna stay the same. If not, just get better. But the thing that's really going to determine it with these kinds of ecchi harem shows, and the one thing that really determines a good ecchi harem show from a bad ecchi harem show, I feel, is, you know, very heavily dependent on art style and animation. Like, a good harem ecchi show tends to have a very suitable art style and animation to the themes that it presents. I'm not saying that one style of ecchi harem is, you know, ultimately superior than another, because, you know, different ecchi harem shows have different themes covering it, right? The question is going to be, is Passion going to be able to give us enough passion, you see what I did there, to get us just as invested into this 4th season as we did with the other 3 seasons? I'm hoping they will. There's only one way to find out though, so we'll check it out and see how it goes. My boys, dude, the spring season already is looking so fucking good. Steins Gate 0. You guys have no idea how fucking happy I am that Steins Gate is back. Holy shit, I think everybody's fucking excited for this. And White Fox is fucking back again to give us some more Steins Gate. I can't. I'm so fucking excited for this. An alternative ending to Steins Gate that leads with the eccentric mad scientist Okabe struggling to recover from a failed attempt at rescuing Kurisu. He decides to give up and abandon his lively scientist alter ego in pursuit to forget the past. When all seems to be normal, he is seemingly pulled back into the past by meeting an acquaintance of Kurisu, who tells him that they have begun testing a device that stores the memory of a human and creates a simulation of them with their characteristics and personalities. Okabe begins testing and finds out that the simulation of Kurisu has brought back anguish and some new, unexpected tragedies. That sounds fucking lit. We're gonna have another 23 episodes of fucking Steins Gate. When the Steins Gate 0 visual novel came out, like, even the visual novel brought about kind of a wave of excitement in the Steins Gate community, or even in just, you know, generally in the anime community. And I heard the visual novel was actually really good as well, so I'm hoping White Fox can bring back that spark that they gave to us in the first Steins Gate series, and give us something just as unforgettable as the first season. So hoping for the best. Okay, y'all already know that I'm probably not gonna fuck with this, but I'm kind of excited just to see how this is going to favor Sword Art Online alternative Gun Gale Online. I don't want to fucking beat a dead horse, because there's already enough anitubers here on YouTube that, you know, beat that dead horse, right? Just to put in clarification, not the biggest fan of Sword Art Online, especially Gun Gale Online. I thought was kind of fucking dumb. But now we have a completely different studio 3HZ, 3 Hertz. I think this is the first time that a studio other than A1 is taking on Sword Art Online. Because they took on the 2 seasons, and they took on the movie. I don't know what this is going to be about. Like, it's obvious, it says alternative, so it's obviously a spin-off. And considering I can't see any of the characters that, you know, are familiar with the Sword Art Online franchise, it might be just something completely different, but let's check it out. Kohiru Imaki Karen, what a fucking name, is a 183cm tall college student who's insecure about her height and is bad at dealing with people in the real world. She enters the world of Gale Online with her avatar, Len, who is less than 150cm tall and wears all pink. She meets a beautiful, brown-skinned female player who goes by Pitohui. They hit it off one day, but one day, Pitohui pressures her to participate in Squad Jam, a team battle royale variation of the Bullets tournament. Okay, it is a completely different cast of characters. It is a complete spin-off, essentially set in the same universe, but just with completely different characters. I don't know, I'm kind of torn about this one, because it's like, obviously, the worst character of the show, Kirito, is no longer here. So that immediately makes it seem much better than the actual series, right? But it's set in Gale Online, which is my least favorite arc of the whole Sword Art Online franchise so far. Which one is going to stick out more? The fact that we might have an actually decent protagonist in the Sword Art Online universe, or is the shittiness and the dumbness of the Gale Online universe just going to prevail and just completely, you know, get rid of the fact that we have a completely different set of characters with a possibly completely different outlook on the Sword Art Online franchise. I don't know, but I am gonna check this out because I'm kind of interested to see the differences in this spin-off to the actual series, but we'll reserve judgments for when it starts. But I'm weirdly excited for this one, so I'm probably gonna check it out. Alright, up next we have Otaku ni Koi wa Muzukashii. Now this is a manga series that I have seen around quite a bit these last couple of years. I personally haven't read it, so I have no idea what it's about. But from the things that I have seen about Otaku ni Koi wa Muzukashii, and just like from the many people who have told me about the series, it looks pretty fucking good. It looks like my shit. It's gonna be done by A1, so obviously A1 is taking care of this, other than, you know, and not the Sword Art Online spin-off. After discovering that they work at the same company, a gaming-crazed otaku and a fujoshi meet each other for the first time since middle school. After some post-work drinking session, they begin dating, but will it be a perfect relationship for the two? Okay, I know immediately this is gonna kick off for especially the fucking fujoshi community and, you know, the fucking like people who, you know, watch these kinds of like romance series and be like, oh, I want a romance like that. I'm gonna check this out, but I'm a little bit worried. Because there have been series that appeal to the fujoshi, you know, culture and that kind of stuff that haven't been the greatest, personally. But maybe this might prove me wrong. We'll see how it goes. Alright, just a quickie one here because I know I'm going to watch this. The Persona 5 animation. I love the Persona 4 animation. I thought the Persona 4 animation was fucking dope. And Persona 5 is my favorite JRPG of the last 5 years, I would say. I beat Persona 5 before it came out in the US. Just to put in comparison. So I fucking love this game, and the cutscenes in the game were fucking dope. And A1 is taking care of it. I already know the story. If it's gonna follow the story of, you know, the game. Not many comments there, so we'll just move on. Next up we have Devil's Line. I've never heard of this one. Tsubasa, a college student, is rescued from an attack by a devil, one of many vampires that can blend in among the human population. Anzai, her savior, is a half-devil who exploits his supernatural gifts as a member of the shadowy police task force that specializes in devil-related crimes in Tokyo. As Anzai continues to keep guard over Tsubasa, the two quickly forge a tentative bond, one that Anzai fears will test his ironclad rule of never drinking human blood. Is this just me, or does it seem like this show is kind of riding off the Tokyo Ghoul train? It's like a combination of Tokyo Ghoul and like Bloodline. That's the feel I'm getting for it, and maybe like a little bit of Ajin as well, like just from like the kind of seinen art style aspect and this kind of seinen trope. I feel I smell a little bit of an Ajin inspiration from this as well. But this is going to be done by Platinum Vision, which I'm not too sure is a studio I'm familiar with. But yeah. This might be interesting. Who knows? We'll check it out. Alright, up next we have Tada-kun wa koi o shinai. So it's an original by Dorei-ku. Okay, so original by Dorei-ku. they've been kind of shaky. Like Dorei-ku is one of those studios that like you don't immediately recognize, but you definitely know shows done by Dorei-ku. So I can't really comment anything about the studio. But let's check it out. Mitsuyoshi Tada, a boy who has never known love, is taking pictures of the cherry blossoms in full bloom when he meets Teresa Wagner, a transfer student from Luxembourg. Is this the first time a Luxembourgian? Is that how you... Is Luxembourgian character has been in an anime? I don't know. Upon arriving in Japan, she gets lost. She got lost, separated from her travel companion. Mitsuyoshi helps her and brings her to his grandfather's coffee shop. Very vague synopsis, but I feel that it's going to be one of those like romance comedy shows where we'll have no idea which way the story is going to go within like the first 3 episodes. Like this is one of those shows that the unspoken 3-episode rule will probably not work with, just because they can take this in any fucking direction. Like they can take it in a comedy direction, which I'm guessing they're going to, considering it says comedy there, or they can take it in like a, you know, March comes in like a lion, you'll lie in April style, you know, tragic drama element. I feel, especially recently, like these kinds of like romance shows, like these pure vanilla romance shows like this, can really fall in any direction as long as the person writing it is capable of pulling it in that direction without it being, you know, too forceful or too tropey. There's no like, you know, original source material to kind of fall back on to test the waters. So the only way to figure out if it's going to be good or not is to watch it, and probably watch it more than 3 episodes, so we'll check it out. Up next we have Caligula, which is based off a game. Now when I saw that, I kind of was like, whoa, there's going to be an anime adaptation of like Caligula, like a very controversial adult movie, but it seems like not. It seems like it just has like a similar name. So in the original game story, a virtual idol known as Yu, or what is this, fucking Love Live now, performs user-inputted songs and gains self-awareness through exposure to users' bitter feelings and dissatisfactions towards reality. Wanting to save humanity, which she believes is continuously suffering, she lures people to a virtual reality world called Mobius with her songs. She then imprisons them in Mobius, thinking they will be free from the suffering of reality and that all their wishes will come true. The game follows the 9 members of the Going Home Club, a club that was formed because the characters want to escape from Mobius and go home. The game's title refers to the Caligula effect, which is a pattern of behavior where one wants to see or do something more if it is denied to them. This is just me, or does reading that synopsis sound like they just mashed like 6 different anime together? The U aspect is like completely Love Live. The Mobius aspect is like kind of, you know, any like virtual reality. Like I'm reminded of like Oz from Summer Wars. And then what is it? The Going Home Club. It's just a fucking, like, any, you know, school slice of life comedy going home club aspect anime, you know, like the kind of Seto kind of Ichizon style, even though that's not a going home club. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really have no idea. This might end up being an absolute piece of shit, or it could be, like, the most fucking amazing thing in existence. Like, with these kinds of shows, it's so fucking difficult to gauge before it comes out if it's gonna be good or not, because like, for example, you know, last year, Houseki no Kuni, you know, Land of the Lustrous was one of those shows. When Land of the Lustrous was announced, nobody gave a single fuck about that show, because like, just reading the synopsis, they were like, well, this could be an absolute piece of shit, or this could be something fucking amazing, and it ended up being fucking amazing, right? But nobody could guess that, you know, like, even in my What Will I Be Watching for that season that Land of the Lustrous came out, you know, I kind of like, I said that it was a very unique premise, but I wasn't too sure whether it was going to be really amazing or really bad. Caligula might be the same. I mean, I like the title already. Like, I like the original, like, movie. I'm pretty sure it's like a movie from the 70s called Caligula. If you're below the age of like 20, then don't watch that movie. I mean, I like the art style, so might be good, might be bad. Who the fuck knows? We're gonna have to check it out. Alright, up next we have 3D Kanojo, or Real Girl. Oh, tapping into the otaku market already, eh? This is a Josei series. Okay, so Josei is kind of making a comeback. High school senior Hikari Tsutsui is the quintessential 2D otaku obsessed with the 2 digital world that unfolds in his gadgets and books. A bizarre incident leads him into a romantic relationship with the gorgeous Iroha Igarashi, and his days of being wrapped around the finger of his carefree girlfriend begin. Join Hikari as he tumbles through the rough waves that beat the otaku out of him. This is sure to be the comedy program of 2018 that you won't want to miss. Who the fuck wrote this synopsis? They're already guaranteeing that this is going to be the comedy program of 2018. I don't know why, but the synopsis synopsis kind of like gave off a little bit of like a dominatrix kind of thing. I don't know if that's just me, but this might be interesting. We're gonna have to check it out. And just very quickly, because I know I'm going to watch it and this is an old series, Full Metal Panic, Invisible Victory. You can't complain with some more Full Metal Panic. I'm fucking hyped. Like, Full Metal Panic was the shit when I was growing up. So, and if there are any of like my younger viewers watching this, check out Full Metal Panic. It's fucking dope. Like, it's a fantastic military mecha show. And you don't even have to be into mecha to get into Full Metal Panic. Just trust me on that. So, moving on. Alright, up next we have Hinamatsuri. Now, I'm kind of interested in this because it's done by Feel. And I feel that Feel hasn't done a lot of stuff recently. Maybe that's just me. Not sure. This is a comedy, sci-fi, seinen, slice of life. I always enjoy my seinen slice of life, so I'm probably gonna end up enjoying this one. One night, a strange object falls on the head of Nita, a member of the Yakuza. Inside the box is a strange young girl named Hina. She has tremendous supernatural powers, and Nita finds himself reluctantly taking her in. Her powers can come in handy for his Yakuza business, but he also runs the risk of her using them on him. Not to mention, if she eventually goes berserk, fucking typo, and destroys everything around her, Nita and Hina's strange life together is just beginning. I kind of got like a little bit of a Kokoro Connect vibe from this, but I wasn't expecting the Yakuza twist. That might end up being a twist that could be positive for the show. Like, how many seinen slice of life comedies with a supernatural twist to it have a protagonist with a Yakuza? Not a lot, you know, so this might be an interesting one. This could be either really, really talked about, or it could just be disappeared among the mediocre pile of anime, but we're gonna have to see. Alright, this is a one that I'm pretty fucking hyped for. Golden Kamuy. Now, Golden Kamuy is a manga series that a lot of people were talking about last year, and I had the chance to recently pick up first couple of volumes of Golden Kamuy, and it is fucking awesome. I'm so fucking pumped for some Golden Kamuy, man. It's gonna be done by Geno Studio, which is not a studio that I recognize per se. I'm always worried when it comes to these kinds of studios that, you know, don't really have a lot of a name credit to them. In Hokkaido, the far northern lands of Japan, Sugimoto survived the Russo-Japanese War of the Meiji era. Nicknamed Invincible Sugimoto during the war, he now seeks the riches promised by the gold rush in hopes of saving the widowed wife of his now deceased comrade from the war. During his hunt for gold, he finds hints of a hidden stash of gold by corrupt criminals. Partnering with an Ainu girl that saves his life from the harsh climates of the north, they venture into a survival adventure in a race against the criminals that seek the hidden stash. So basically, it's this fucking like badass historical twist of a treasure hunt. Even if the anime just flops this season, alright? Just keep this in mind. Even if this anime adaptation flops, if Geno Studio manages to fuck up Golden Kamuy, just go read the manga. Like, if it ends up being like a Berserk adaptation kind of thing, where like the Berserk anime was just a fucking joke, just go read the manga, because the manga is still fucking dope. So that's all I'm gonna say. But I'm hoping to God that they can make Golden Kamuy work. I'm hoping that this anime adaptation is going to be just as good as the manga. Only one way to find out, so we're gonna have to see. I think this is the like first proper like horror psychological show that's not Tokyo Ghoul. Mahou Shoujo Saito. I haven't read this manga, but I did hear about. This is another series that I heard about last year, kind of like Wotaku ni koi wa Muzukashii. Asagiri Aya, a girl bullied at school and at home. One day, an eerie website, Mahou Shoujo Saito, flashes on her computer screen and welcomes her to the Mahou Shoujo world. So this is basically, from my understanding, a Mahou Shoujo horror twisted battle royale kind of thing, which I'm starting to see a lot more of. It's kind of become this trope of taking the Mahou Shoujo element, which is otherwise a very innocent, you know, very child-friendly trope, and adding a horror psychological twist to it. Like, Madoka Magica was one of the first to like kind of revolutionize that. I doubt it's going to be just as good as any of the previous kind of Mahou Shoujo horror psychological series, because it's kind of a hard hurdle to pass, especially when you're up against, you know, shows like Madoka Magica, you know. I do weirdly enjoy these shows, So I feel like I'm gonna weirdly enjoy this show, unless production Doa just completely fucks it up, but I hope not. Alright, I think this is our first Yuri series of this season. Tachibana-kan to Dai-Anguru. That is a fucking weird title. Alright, Creators Impact and Studio Lings, which are two studios I'm pretty sure that I've heard in the past. I've definitely heard of Creators Impact. When Natsuno Hanabi went back to her hometown to study in high school, she thought that she will have a new wonderful life. But Tachibana-kan, the dormitory she was going to live in, was not what she expected. Oh, and it's a short form. Okay, so it's a 5-minute per episode stuff. Okay. So I feel it's gonna kind of have like a similar vibe to Netsuzo Trap. Even though Netsuzo Trap, the anime adaptation was not that great. I'm always not too sure about this short form anime. Some of them are really fucking good, some of them are really fucking bad. So I'm hoping this one is going to be a kind of nice stamp of approval for the Yuri anime entries. Up next is Dorei-ku The Animation. Now, Dorei-ku is a manga that I quite like. What if you could enslave anyone you ever wanted? Well, this comes close. The SCM lets you enslave anyone who is also wearing an SCM at a price. One must win over the other at anything in order for the other to become their slave. So it's like a battle royale aspect with a little bit of like dominatrix, you know, mind game kind of stuff. It's all good shit. Like, psychological drama shows like this are fucking awesome, and the manga is great. It's gonna be like Golden Kamuy in my opinion. Like, if the anime happens to suck, which it might, because TNK and Zero G, never heard of those studios, so they could fucking completely screw it up. So if it ends up sucking, just go read the manga. That's why I fucking love manga, because even if the anime sucks, the manga's still great. So there you go. This is another one that I am quite looking forward to, but I'm also equally worried about. Piano no Mori. I love my music series, you know. Nana was fucking dope. Beck is one of my favorite music series of all time. A tranquil tale about two boys from very different upbringings. On one hand, you have Kai, born as the son of a prostitute, who's been playing the abandoned piano in the forest near his home ever since he was young. And on the other, you have Shuhei, practically breastfed by the piano as the son of a family of prestigious pianists. Yet it is their common bond with the piano that eventually intertwines their paths in life. I have a very special, you know, place in my heart for manga like Piano no Mori because I played classical piano for like 11 years of my life. So the piano is an instrument that is very dear to my heart, and reading Piano no Mori definitely brought back that feeling for me. So I'm really hoping that Fukushima Gainax, which is just, I think, a subdivision of Gainax Studios. So if Fukushima Gainax are just as good as like standard Gainax, this is going to be a dope series, so looking forward to it. This is one that kind of like brought my attention, Megalo Box. It's a boxing manga. Junk Dog, JD, participates in fixed boxing matches in an underground ring in order to live. Today he enters the ring again, but he encounters a certain person. JD wants to take on a challenge that risks everything. Now, boxing manga is fucking dope. Hajime no Ippo. And this art style looks lit. Like, I would have a poster of this and not be fucking like ashamed to have it. Like, that looks fucking awesome. So if the series itself looks anything like this fucking poster, it's a wrap. It's gonna be fucking dope. So I'm looking forward to it. Alright, this is what I thought that was really fucking interesting. Captain Tsubasa is getting a remake. Wow. I was not expecting that, because Captain Tsubasa is an absolutely classic sports manga from Shonen Jump, like the first golden age of Shonen Jump. And it's gonna be done by David Production, which did JoJo. I feel David Production are kind of on a roll right now with bringing back these like old Shonen Jump stuff from like the 80s and kind of remaking them for the modern audience. And they managed to do it really fucking well with JoJo. So I'm hoping they can just absolutely kill Captain Tsubasa, like in a good way. Like, I don't mean kill off Captain Tsubasa, like kill it, like, you know, just really bring back the light of Captain Tsubasa. Because even though I'm not exactly into soccer or football, however you call it in your country, Captain Tsubasa is an awesome sports manga. So if you're a big fan of sports manga and anime, and you like your soccer or football, this is the one for you, I'm sure. I'm sure David Production is going to bring this one home. And that's basically it for my what will I be watching for spring 2018 of anime. Everything else I'm kind of just skimmed over. Didn't look that kind of interesting to give my first impressions or opinions on, but there are a lot of big shows coming out next season, in the next like week or so, depending on when you're watching this video. Boku no Hero Academia Season 3, Tokyo Ghoul Re, High School DD, Steins Gate, the Sword Art Online spin-off, There are some big fucking shows coming out next season. But there are definitely a lot of, like, sequels. I can definitely see that. There are definitely, they're kind of relying more on the sequels. And I think summer and fall of this year as well is going to be very sequel heavy. I'm hoping, though, they can bring that home. And I'm hoping that, you know, relying on those sequels does prove to be helpful for the anime community. But guys, let me know what you think about the series that I gave my first impressions on in the comments below. And let me know which series you will be watching, which series you won't be watching, all of that kind of stuff. That's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe for more anime banner, and I'll see you guys next video of whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Ciao ne!